The food production industry is one of the most vital areas in the world that needs to be constantly developed to ensure future sustainability. It is extremely important to recognize two major critical uncertainties that will play a major role in impacting food production in 2037. So what are these critical uncertainties? The first one is availability of resources. As the population in the world expands and climate change is causing eruption to our land and agriculture, ensuring that there is sufficient food supply to cater to the increasing demand is key to managing the food production industry's future development. The other critical uncertainty that was identified is the availability of technology. Innovative technology is critical to maintain and improve agricultural processes in order to minimize the impact of resource depletion. These two critical uncertainties combined make 4 different scenarios. So let's begin with the first. Snack to the future is a world where there is high resources and high technology.
It is the year 2037 and food production around the world is flourishing, with continual development of the latest technological gadgets aiding the abundant availability of agricultural resources throughout different regions. Lands previously considered as dry, barren and infertile wastelands that could not produce crops have been transformed by plantation implant technology systems. These systems have reprogrammed the sand or soil's reaction to sun and water on a molecular level to bear fruit and vegetables in different climates. Millions of acres of regional and desert areas across Australia, the Middle East and Africa have been developed and populated and make a key contribution to the food production industry. This has combated the overharvesting of lands used 30 years ago. Technology has also modified and enhanced the planting and growing of vegetation through the development of supercrops. Supercrops are strengthened plants that are better able to survive extreme climate and natural disasters. Their thick roots can survive floods and strong winds and retain water during droughts. Science has also given effect to nutritional demands through the development of enriched produce. Enriched produce refers to the creation of fresh produce, including fruit, vegetables, meat, dairy, and grains that are enriched with key vitamins and minerals to combat nutritional deficiencies. As well as being readily available to everyday consumers, global organizations also supply enriched produce to developing countries and disaster-struck regions, and thus malnutrition and famine rates are at an all-time low. The need for food production retailers, such as supermarkets, bakeries, and butchers, are almost non-existent. Physical stores that do exist are more of a trendy novelty. Fresh produce, customized to individual consumer needs, are ordered through apps. The produce is then delivered directly to end users through driverless delivery cars and vans. Physical labor in farms is performed by agricultural robots. The planting, harvesting, and delivering of vegetables, fruits, and crops are functions all completely automatic and digitized, timed and measured considering demand and current inventory levels. This has minimized waste and carbon emissions and maximized the use of key resources. Australia maintains a balanced position between nationalism and global integration, with the majority of food being locally produced and demands for international produce coming from imports from countries with the finest quality. Australia and New Zealand mainly export beef, lamb, wine and dairy, and also maintain a global outlook for technology.
So as you can see, Snack to the Future is the best case scenario. On the other side of the spectrum, we have Silence of the Lamb Chops.
Silence of the Lamb Chops details the scenario of a society with low resources combined with low technology. 2037 is highly populated, overcrowding is apparent, and rationing is an everyday occurrence. Society has reached a time where the amount of resources required to sustain the population exceeds what is available. The rapid increase of the global population has placed a great strain on the production of food, with the amount of food needing to be processed to have risen by almost 70% in order to keep up with demand. The explosive growth of the population requires more land for infrastructure, especially housing, complicating the ability to grow food due to the limited availability of land to grow produce. With less land becoming available for food growth, a volatile environment as our near future, the food chain is disrupted. This includes tuna being wiped out by 2040. The overconsumption of natural resources is being caused by the common activities of overfishing, overharvesting, and deforestation. A perfect storm is hit, creating water, food, and fossil fuel scarcity. The absence of technology has only worsened the situation, weakening food security and productivity decelerating as a result. The limited technology available has invigorated little innovation and solutions to resource depletion, with the world in need of agricultural technology. The world is on the verge of losing the ability to function and reverting back to old ways.
Created using Powtoon.
In the Planet of the Grapes scenario, not much has changed over the last 20 years, meaning the problems of 2017 have not been properly resolved yet. Technology is similar to what we have today, resources are still being overused, the environment is still being negatively affected by food production, while the only area to experience any technology. In this scenario, technology has not experienced much development in regards to food production. This means that technology is not capable of compensating for the rapid depletion of natural resources. It also means that society's use of technology is still creating large volumes of carbon emissions, contributing to climate change. Resources. In 2037, issues regarding overuse of resources like overfishing and overgrazing are still prevalent, meaning natural resources are still being depleted at a rapid pace. After 20 years of overuse, there is minimal crops and livestock available, meaning with the minimal level of resources, there is not enough to environment. Because food production still creates large amounts of carbon emissions and has continued to do so for the last 20 years, climate change has worsened. The increased temperatures has made it harder for farmers to maintain their crops and livestock. Also, fossil fuels are close to depleted, meaning renewable energy sources will be needed to replace them. Population. The world's population has seen significant change since 2017, having increased to a total of 10 billion people. The population has also seen significant aging, meaning a majority of the world's population is aged 55 and above. This means that in comparison to today's labour force, there is not enough. Overall, in the Planet of the Grapes scenario, technology will need to go through significant innovation in order to compensate for rapidly depleting resources, produce food more efficiently for the significantly larger population, and to help reduce the impacts of climate change.
And what about the very last scenario?
The Frying Nemo scenario is a world in which we see farmers utilizing more advanced technologies such as genetic modifications, ICT technology, and satellite imagery. This scenario proposes a future of farming production methods having a critical reliance on unmet technological innovations to draw upon the critical issue of low resource availability and evolving megatrends such as genetically modified technology such as genome editing will see farmers adopting a method of replicating the reinvention of plant seeds and meat matter as an exacerbation to low resources. Specifically, this scenario may also propose uninvented farming methods that may even see farmers adapting their crops to personalized and more precise growth behavior. Technological usage of big data and ICT technology such as drones and satellite imagery as to analyze trends and patterns in crop growth and increasing interconnectedness of using computers to transfer crop nutrient information may overall provide farmers a bundle of benefits that may be fundamental in addressing the issue of meeting low resource availability. The Frying Nemo scenario further provides a lens into technological factors such as technological precision in farming, where technologies such as biosensory methods will allow a higher crop monitoring and sustenance of farmers being able to produce more organic material through the input of minimal resources. And whilst the issue of using these technologies questions environmental intensification and sustainability to meet production demand and the millions invested to renew these technologies, this scenario further suggests the need for critical detailing that will see a surge in a world where the issue of resource scarcity is exacerbated.
So there it is, 4 different scenarios in 2037.
Created using Powtoon.